So good morning again, gracious ones. Give you my official welcome to UUCP. I welcome you in the name of my ancestors on whose shoulders I stand, and I welcome you in the name of all that you hold sacred. It is indeed an honor and a pleasure to be here this morning on this beautiful Palm Sunday morning, the Sunday before Easter, where the triumphal entry of Jesus into Jerusalem is celebrated in many of our fellow Christian churches. But here at UU, I like to sum up what my friends in Dublin, Ireland say, and I open with their quote from the UU Church of Dublin. We do not ask what you believe or expect you to think the way we do. But we are UU, so we do ask something. We ask only that you live a kindly, helpful life with the dignity proper to that of a human being. So welcome all who believe that religion is wider than any sect and deeper than any set of opinions. Welcome all who might find in our friendship strength and encouragement for daily living. End of quote. So today's sermon is entitled Kids These Days. Now some of you will guess I could not have made a title up like that. But we have someone amongst us who goes by the name of Johnny Lipschitz, well, that's a piece of cake. So we owe this title to Johnny, who won it in our annual auction, and it is a joy and a pleasure. So though there is no standard definition of when a generation begins or ends, and there's a lot of lap and cusps and proximate dates, and of course there's always overlap. But that said, I speak today as a member of that baby boomer generation. Here for the baby boomers. Yes. I know y'all out there. Then we were followed by what they call Gen X, the Generation X folks. Yes. Born in the 60s to the 80s. Then came Generation Y. We have any millennials out there? Born 1980 to 2000. And from 2000 on, they're called by some the iGeners, Generation Z, or my favorite, the selfie generation. Now this newest generation, we may choose to call kids these days, they average between, we're talking about the ages of, say, 3 to 23. Most of these young folks are still too young to have made a significant impact on our society. However, the older ones may be fighting our war in Afghanistan, the longest American war to date, started October 7, 2001. The younger ones are mostly still in school, planning for jobs and careers for their future. I, like Dylan, am very optimistic. I stand in optimism about the iGeners, the Generation Z folks. They tend to be much more tolerant of others, more tolerant of different cultures, of races, or sexual orientations. They are generally more cautious, less into risk-taking, less drinking, and drug-taking in high school even. They are also less likely to go to church, more likely to think for themselves and to not believe in authority figures, whether in church or in the government. They may delay having serious romantic relationships. There are fewer runaways among them and less teen pregnancy. They tend to delay driving a car, except for Dylan. A lot of them wait on the car thing. And they have less driving accidents, just like Dylan. They spend less time shopping in shopping malls, and they're more likely to use Instagram, unlike us old folks still on Facebook. Just like some of us still got cable TV, right? Yes, I love us. Now, on the potentially negative side, let's flip that script a little bit. They are heavy gamers. They read less books or newspapers. They have less, shall we call it, in-person, face-to-face communication or contact with others. They connect more via the smartphone. They may stay up to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning using social media and smartphones. They also may be more depressed than prior generations. They have less experience with teen jobs and earning income in high school. They may feel more lonely and may possibly have a higher suicide rate. Personal digression. It is not possible, but I want to put out to all of y'all to Google that and take a look at what the numbers look like around suicide rate among this generation. I challenge you to do that. See, they grew up less supervised and they have seen millions of jobs slip away out of the country. So they tend to be cautious and a little less optimistic than their millennial brothers and sisters, who were generally raised to believe that they could do whatever they want to do or be whatever they dreamed of. There are nearly about 74 million of these young people amongst us today. Imagine, I digress. I remember my father telling me a story about my great-great-grandfather and the first time an automobile hit the country town in Hattiesburg and people ran away. Can't get that will never replace my horse. Get that thing out of here. It's made of metal. I can't pet it. Can't talk to it. It won't come when I call it. Get it out of here. That comes up because these folks will grow up with self-driving cars. They will come when you call them, as Margaret reminds us. Very good. Artificial intelligence, piece of cake, very present in their lives. Space flight will pick up as we focus on getting people to the moon, to Mars, and to the space station. Now this generation, the next one after the iGeners, they will grow up thinking that virtual reality is normal. Now we've said a lot about them. I would like for you to hear them speak for themselves right now. There's a poet among them. His name is Gillianre. That's if I don't pronounce it right, I'll take one of you young folks to straighten me out later. Gillianre. And I like to quote, quote unquote, who are we? We buy things we don't even want. Just so we can say we have them. Worshipping reality television stars like the golden calf. Praying for more likes on a filtered photograph of our own face. Because our self-esteem depends on it. We pay no attention to the way the world crumbles around us he says, we're too busy putting ourselves on the altar. So I asked my dad, Dad, why are we so self-centered? And my dad said, you're not. Not everyone is self-centered. That's a generalization. But all he did was prove my point. We spend so much energy focusing on ourselves, yet we never change a thing. It's a new renaissance. We think that maybe Aristotle might have been correct. But if we are the center of the universe, why do I feel so small? Tabloids are our Bibles. Television, that's our church. Narcotics are our salvation. We ask ourselves how we let the earth get its way. But that's the problem. Stop asking yourself, he says, and make a change. We are right about one thing, and it is that we are not insignificant. One person can change the world. If only, he says to his fellow hygienists, if we would do one thing, if we would disconnect and reconnect. End of quote. So here is to the kids these days. I honor the generation that refuses to hide themselves, the generation that wants to be seen. Here's to the kids these days, the generation that is fighting for gender equality, the generation that knows kind of what they want. They are here, and they are the future, and they will make a difference. They are the builders of the new. And as that old man Socrates said, and I quote, the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. End of quote. And the poet in me asked the question. It goes like this. Can we go back to the future? You remember that movie? Can we go back to the future? Can we go forward to the future? Is the future ours to behold, to control, or to vanquish? Is the future ours at all? Does the future belong to anyone? Or is the future like life, Benji, a riddle and a mystery? Life is a riddle and a mystery. Yes, I say, the future belongs to no one, yet to all of us. The future is a riddle and a mystery. A riddle whose expression flows like a river that is never ever the same twice. A mystery that's maybe beyond comprehension, beyond any price. The future is mine, the future is yours, the future is his, the future is hers, the future is theirs, and is no one's. And like the Tao, cannot really be expressed. The future is only to be behold, to be seen, yet remains hidden. Without name, the future alone nourishes and brings forth everything to its fulfillment. So we bless the future, and the future blesses us. Here's to the future. Blessed be. Ashe. Amen.